Stephen, low cash, low income, and bad debt. So, income of about $54,000. Started his own business. He's done his financial health check, and Investor Loan said needs to lift his income. He was a bankrupt, and that wound up in March this year. So he's now beyond the time of that. He has about 150,000 invested in his business, which it's a trading business, so he has got access if he sold some of that down. Investor Loan said a JV, but he didn't want to do a JV because he had a recent business partnership that didn't have a formal document in place, and he got sued by his other partner. So he's feeling a bit vulnerable for a joint venture. And he said, I was going to wait to start the study until later on when I had some money ready.
All right. Well, the first thing is starting study later on is, I don't think, the way to go, because what will happen there is you miss out on deals in the middle that may come up that you won't see because you haven't got the education to recognise them, for starters. Secondly, let's just look at your situation. What else can you do? If you're absolutely positively no way you're going to go and do a joint venture, joint ventures come in a number of forms. Let's just explore that avenue before we go off it. Joint venture might mean both of you going in to go and put money in, or you go on the loan, or all of those sorts of things, and that can actually still bind you together. However, a joint venture might be, in your situation, it might be somebody that has the money and the ability to go and get the loan, but doesn't have the time. So you could actually put the time in. You could be the worker in it, whereas you don't actually physically have to be on title. You don't have to be on the loan. You're the worker in the party, and you're protected via contract for a percentage of the deal. So you could find the deal, you could do the deal and get a percentage of that, of the profit that way, which kind of lowers your risk from respect of loans and serviceability and all of those other issues. As a borrower, you are compromised because of the bankruptcy. It's not impossible for you, but you're definitely compromised. It means that there's only a couple of lenders that would look at you for a few years. After that, it won't be a problem, but in the next couple of years, you will be paying a higher interest rate than others. And there's a couple of banks that will do that. Your income, you say you're in a business, if that is flexible at all, maybe you're writing off a lot of tax deductions in your business which perhaps needn't be written off, and your taxable income could actually be higher, because obviously the higher your taxable income, the better the better availability to be able to go and get loans, etc. Either way, you need to start low. You need to be doing deals which are low end. You need to build up your equity. I see there you've got 150 invested in a business, but it is accessible. So that means that you could actually use some of that to get into a low-end deal. Now, Ian, I've been looking at quite a few low-end deals lately where realistically you could get into deals that for very low amounts of money, do the deal and then get out. Let me just give you some examples. One of our students got a $16,000 property in a regional area, which with a little bit of renovation and hard work, and it'll revalue at somewhere between $120,000 to $130,000. Another student, low on equity, was able to get into low-end deals through rates defaulters and those sorts of things, and be able to revalue at higher valuations and use that equity to go again. There's a lot of compromised properties that are run down, that are damaged. Might be fire damage, might be flood damage, might be whatever kind of compromised situation, or they might just be short sold through an estate or something like that, or through a divorce situation where you've got an opportunity to buy in quite low and then turn the property around very quickly. Now, even if you're paying high interest in that period of time, it's a cost of doing business. Like, even if your interest rate was, say, 12%, which is very, very high, I might add, so what? You might be in and out of the deal in 6 months or 8 months or something, and you put that into the figures on the property. and it's just a cost of doing business. So you do have the potential to do that. You do have some money there available to access and start. You need to go low end, and you probably need to be limiting your borrowing as much as possible. I would be going to the extreme kind of properties. I'd be looking at regional. I'd be looking at damaged. I'd be looking at low end properties with a view to turning them over as quickly as possible to make that to make that ground and get going as quickly as possible.